Hi, friends. Mr. Stowe's back with another book. I missed you on Friday, so I'm reading a book on the weekend. And we read Duck on a Bike Friday, which was kind of a wacky story. And so, of course, I'm following it up with Duck on a Tractor by the same author and illustrator, David Shannon. Here's the entire cover. What a great illustrator. Look at Duck. Oh, man. He got his confidence with riding a bike, didn't he? Now he's gonna drive a tractor. Duck on a tractor. What do you think is gonna happen when Duck gets a hold of a tractor? Title page. Duck on a tractor. Here we go. Down on the farm, Duck sometimes got wild ideas. One day he decided he could ride a bike. So he did. Then he spotted the tractor. Where do they have tractors? Where do people have tractors? What are they for? Right, farms. They're for working, right? Digging things up. I bet I can drive a tractor, he said. The other animals weren't so sure, but they all said, well, if he can ride a bike, maybe he can drive a tractor too. There's Cow back there. Duck's checking out kicking the tires. That's what people do before they drive something. Duck climbed on the tractor and looked around. He pushed some pedals and wiggled the metal stick, but nothing happened. Then a shiny little piece of metal by the steering wheel caught his eye. He pulled it out. He pushed it in. Then he turned it. What do you think it is? Yeah, the key. All of a sudden, the tractor shook and coughed and rumbled. It began to move. There he is. Let me scooch this around a little bit. At first, it moved very slowly, and it jerked a lot, but it was fun. Duck drove around the barnyard until he got the hang of it. Then he stopped in front of the other animals. Climb on, everybody, shouted Duck. So there he is again. Climb on, everybody. Dog was first. He jumped right up to Duck. Woof! Right up next to Duck. But what? Let me go back. Dog was first. He jumped right up next to Duck. Woof! Said Dog. But what he thought was, we're going for a ride. To everyone's surprise, Cow clambered on next. Ooh, said Cow. But what she thought was, this is the silliest thing I've ever done. Pig and Pig took a seat in back. Oink, said Pig and Pig. But what they thought was, this sure beats walking. So we got some animals on there so far. How do Pig and Pig look? Pretty comfy. Then came Chicken, Mouse, and Goat. Squawk, said Chicken. But what she thought was, last one on is a rotten egg. Squeak, said Mouse. But what she thought was, I can see everything from up here. Can you see Mouse yet? Right there. Ma, said Goat. But what he thought was, I'm hungry. Does the garbage dump have a drive-through window? Because we know goats like to eat everything. There's Mouse, Goat, Chicken. We got Chicken running around the tire. Next up were Horse and Cat. Cat jumped up gracefully onto the tractor. Horse, not so much. Meow, said Cat. But what she thought was, I was going to take a nap, but this should be very interesting. Nay, said Horse. But what he thought was, I think I'd rather walk. I don't know if Horse is very happy up there. The only one left on the ground was, can you remember all the animals? Who's missing? The only one left on the ground was Sheep. Bah, said Sheep, but what she thought was, this is too dangerous. It is kind of dangerous. Get on, Sheep, everyone shouted, but Sheep wouldn't budge, so Duck started driving away without her. Wait, cried Sheep, don't leave me here all alone. She ran after the tractor and took a flying leap onto it. Quack, yelled Duck, but what he thought was, wahoo! Wow, Sheep. Why is Sheep jumping on? Sheep does not want to be left behind. Duck steered the tractor down the lane, that means down the street, and out onto the main road. And before long, they were driving right through the middle of town. It was lunchtime, so most people were in the diner. If it's lunchtime and they're all in a diner, what do you think they do at a diner? Hey, I'm reading over here. How? Hey, hey. It's a place to eat lunch. So most people were in the diner. They all looked up when Duck and the other animals passed by the big window. Maybe Hal wants to get on the tractor. So look at that picture. A little boy named Edison was having lunch with his grandma. Did you ever? Grandma gasped. But what she thought was, a duck on a tractor? That's impossible. That's totally awesome, Edison shouted. But what he thought was, no one's going to believe this. Marcine, the waitress, looked up from her pad and noticed Cat. Heavens to Betsy, she exclaimed. But what she thought was, I like cats. Deputy Bob blabbered, if that don't beat all. But what he thought was, how am I going to explain this to the sheriff? See that writing? That's because they're behind the window. They're inside looking out the window. So all that writing is on the window. A man named Otis chimed in. I must be seeing things. But what he thought was, oh no, not again. Holy cow, hollered Manny the cook. But what he thought was, holy cow. Manny usually said exactly what he thought. The mayor almost choked on his pie. Good gravy, he sputtered. But what he thought was, those pigs are even fatter than I am. He looks a little bit like a pig, doesn't he? Corky just whistled. Can you tell who's whistling? Because his lips are like this. Corky just whistled, but what he thought was, that duck is smarter than he looks. Gwen came out of the restroom. Would you look at that? She exclaimed. But what she thought was, I can't see a thing without my glasses. You can see her squinting. Farmer Odell observed, that's a dang nice tractor. But what he thought was, hey, that's my tractor. Uh-oh. He decided he'd better go after it and ran out the door. Everyone else ran out too and chased after him. There goes Farmer chasing after his tractor. By this time, Duck had turned onto the next street. The tractor shuddered to a stop. Duck tried turning the shiny little piece of metal again, the key. Nothing happened. Do you know what happened? Can you see? You know what that means? That dial? E stands for empty. I don't know much about spelling, said Dog, but I think that E means it's the end of our ride. It really means empty. There's no gas. Sheep cleared her throat. You know, she said, I think we might get in trouble for this. Let's get out of here, yelled Duck, just as Farmer Odell and everyone from the diner came around the corner. Uh-oh, you're going to be in trouble. And they're all checking out the tractor. Everyone burst out laughing. No, they all said. It couldn't have been. It was an optical illusion, exclaimed Otis. Farmer Odell said he must have left his tractor running by accident. They can't believe that it would be the animals doing that. I guess that explains it, Deputy Bob agreed. Then they all went back to the diner to finish their lunch. It couldn't have been those animals. And no one ever admitted that on that day they had seen a cow, a goat, a cat, a dog, a sheep, a chicken, a horse, 2 pigs, a mouse, and a duck on a tractor. They wouldn't have believed it. The end. Well, that's wacky old Duck. Got himself on a tractor this time, but no one believed their eyes that they saw it. Hope you enjoyed it. I love reading to you guys. Miss you guys. I hope you're having fun with all your new lessons. And we have some new lessons for you this week. So check your Google Classroom, and we should have a video surprise from somebody also. So take care, be kind. Talk to you soon.